Hi everyone, happy Monday. Welcome to another planner page from the Johanna Basford 2022 planner. We have this interesting page here from Enchanted Forest. It's quite detailed, there's a lot going on. I'm just going to make a start and just see where the page takes me. I'm going to come zoom right in actually. I'm going to start down here on our tree trunk. There we go. And I decided to use my Staedtler pencils today, the Ergosofts. I'm not sure why, I just thought I would have a go. So I'm going to start with 77, which is the very dark brown, and start doing some of the tree trunk. And as I say, we'll see where it takes us. Now, this is the Enchanted Forest, so we don't have to do conventional colours, but I just like to. But you don't have to. You can use the same technique but with a different colour. So I'm trying to make the edge of the tree trunk really quite dark. So I'm going to layer up this pencil a bit and then sort of fade it a little bit. And just work it until I'm happy with the amount of colour that I've got down. So it is a lovely day today. It's really sunny. So the page looks quite good though in the light. It's always quite difficult to know how well my lamp and camera are going to adjust to the different weather light conditions really, but they seem to do well, which is good. So yeah, I was out this morning. I know it's this video goes out in the morning, but I'm just trying to work out what to do here. I'm going to put a darker bit this side of this bit of the tree, to make it look like there's a piece in front sort of thing. Hopefully it'll work out. So yeah, I went out this morning and I felt quite warm, I have to say. I met a friend, which is a really nice, we've been friends for 16 years, and our children are the same age virtually. Yeah, sort of 6 months apart, I guess, in the same year at school. And it was quite funny, our meeting. We met in the post office, in the queue in the post office, and she had her little one in a pram and I had mine in a pushchair, and a postman who happened to post in both of our streets said to us, "You two should talk to each other," because we both said hello to him because we knew him, and he said, "You two should talk because you would get on." And we did. And so we had a little chat in the queue, and then we might see each other again in town and say hello, because we were always around, taking our babies out for walks and things. And then our children went to the same playgroup. Oh, something's just flown on me. Hang on, look. It's come out of my hair. I was outside just now. There we go. He liked it on my hand. So I'm just going to do the bottom of this branch as well. So he said we would get on. We talked, as I said, our children went to the same playgroup. They went to the same primary school. They went to the same secondary school. They're now at the same college. Amazing. So that was brilliant. And we used to see each other doing the school run together because we would both walk the same route, and it was great. So we used to see each other every day, and we sort of haven't seen each other for ages, so we had a really lovely catch up. It was really good. She bought me a cup of tea because of it being my birthday a while ago. It was a sort of belated birthday catch up, and she gave me a lovely prezi as well, so it was really kind of her. So but she isn't working as much as she used to, and nor am I, so we're hoping we'll be able to see more of each other, which would be really nice. Okay, try and keep you in shot as I just work my way around this sort of base of the tree. Can you see? Yeah, just trying to twist my hand so it's not unblocking your view of what I'm doing, but it's really the same thing. So I'm just trying to put a really dark line, as dark as I can with the Staedtlers. They're not the darkest of, most pigmented of pencil, but I like them. And yeah, so we might have more regular catch-ups, which would be nice, because you know, we know a lot about each other and about our families. And you know, when I first met her, she had all her 4 children at home. Now she's only got the one at home. She's got grandchildren now, but she's 10 years older than me, but it doesn't make any difference. So that's that. But it was lovely. And then I had to do a few chores in town, go to a chemist and stuff, and buy some groceries. It wasn't very exciting, but I'm going to move to a lighter shade. I'm going to go to the 76. Let's push you up a little bit. There. I wonder if I can zoom out enough just so you can see. Yeah. Hopefully that is enough for you to still be able to see. I noticed that I did a video the other day. I think it might come out after this one actually, just because I'd forgotten about this planner page that needed to be done. And it was a Hannah Coulson picture from my new book, and I kept it zoomed out all the time. I don't really know how easy it was to see. But if you are watching a video and you find it a little tricky, maybe it's too zoomed in or too zoomed out, whatever it might be, let me know in the comments, because I can easily rectify that. I mean, sometimes it's, you know, some things aren't easy to change, but I can, you know, make sure I zoom in more or less. It's that's not too tricky for me. Things like editing, that's where I struggle a little bit. I'm just filling this whole twisty bit in because it's quite narrow, and I think there's a bit that comes off it here, which I'm also going to just do in this dark colour. It's got quite a complex twist of leaves here, but I think that's okay. We'll leave those for now. We're just doing our trunk. Hi everyone, sorry that suddenly cut off, but my battery went flat, which it was a silly mistake by me. I went out and left my camera switched on, so it wasn't very happy. But anyway, I had to charge it up, and I'm just trying to work out what's going on here with this bit of tree. And by the time it charged up, the family were all back. So I've had to wait a whole day, well not a whole day, but a whole night before coming back to this picture. So I didn't really have a plan for it anyway, and I don't really still have a plan for it. So it's just a matter of colouring and seeing what happens really. So yes, it's a whole new day, which is a little bit odd, but anyway, I've sort of already done a fair bit this morning. I had to pop out to the supermarket. What I tend to do is, my husband doesn't leave for work until after 9 o'clock. He says he'd rather go in later and stay later and miss the traffic. And he likes time in the morning to just, I don't know, mess about really. So I can't really get going until he's left. I'm going to move on to number 73 and fill in some more details. I'm going to try to keep it a bit darker on the edges, but sort of on these thinner branches just fill in all the gaps really. And on the, as it gets thicker, sort of blend it in and extend that colour out towards the centre. So anyway, yes, so I can't really get going very early. So yes, the children leave at 8. So after they left, I popped out to the supermarket. It's about 10 minutes walk, so it's fine. And along the canal, which was lovely. Everything was very wet this morning. We'd had quite a bit of rain in the night. Well, I see quite a bit really heavy. This is a really big jump in colour, isn't it? There's a huge difference there. We're going to have to go back over with a darker one in a minute. I can't have that big. I didn't blend it out enough. We'll get it sorted. I'll show you how to do it. But yes, we had lots of heavy rain, so all the leaves were dripping, and it was really quite pretty until I walked under a tree and I had a clonk and I don't know what happened, and a load of leaves drip water everywhere. I just managed to avoid it, which was quite fun, but I don't know whether it was an enormous bird landed in the tree or it was in someone's garden, whether it got hit with, you know, whether something swung in the wind, whether there was a bird table, or I don't know, but it was quite funny. See, I'm thinking maybe I should do something along here. I don't know, like that. I haven't really planned what I'm doing. So anyway, that was fun. So I got the shopping done early. It means I don't have to go out now. When no one's here, I can just crack on with all the recording, which is good fun. So the children have a full day today. My one son is in the library this morning, so I need to just keep track and make sure he's okay, because he wasn't sure what he was going to do, because he's up to date with his work, which he was rather pleased with, obviously. But he's hoping to grab a new book, textbook, from the library and work with that, but he isn't sure if they've got them, so he's going to go and ask. So if he can't get one, he's going to need some ideas of other things to do. And I'm always good at thinking of ideas of work for them to do, whether they like it or not. So anyway, we'll see. He might be in touch with me. I will just have to check my messages every so often and see. Now that looks horrible, but what I'm going to do, I think, is take this colour all the way to the centre of the tree and try and fade it a bit, but take it through, and then get the darker browns back out, and we can hopefully get it looking better. Well, I have to, so that's fine. I know I can. Get confident as you practice more that you can sort of bring something round. I mean, it's just a matter of adding some more layers of colour, and we can rescue it. I've sort of got used to working with vibrant pencils. I've been using my Castle Arts Gold a lot, my new Prismas. So I think I'm gonna go for the mid-tone. The 76 isn't the darkest brown in the box. And I'm gonna start on this easy bit here. Just try and get everything a bit darker. I can just go over the top of everything and make it darker. And then when we get to bits like this, try to make it dark on the edges but go over it all. And it just starts to blend it in. We haven't got that horrible vibrant orange. You know, look, you can see some orange through, but it's just not looking so... Oof. I don't know what the word is. Ick. I usually like that colour. It just didn't work, did it? But never mind, we can work through. Now I've been getting quite excited looking at some of Johanna Basford's posts. She did an email recently-ish. Actually this is probably quite a while ago by the time this video goes out. But I'm just working over and over until it looks how I like it. Okay. Saying, sort of showing some of the sneaky peeks of her new book, and that's exciting. I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to wipe my nose. So it's always exciting when Johanna brings out a new book. I think you'll agree. And, well, any new book really, but particularly Johanna's. And I also had an email from Book Depository telling me that my weekly planner, like this book, but the one for next year, had left the publishers and one is on its way to them and they would send it out. Now, I was like, wow, this is fantastic. Put it on my Facebook page. Here it is, and it's exciting and all that. And then I sort of thought, I wonder what Amazon's doing. It says sometimes Amazon is a little bit behind, but they're a lot cheaper. And so I had a look and it said their release date, 23rd of August. I was thinking, well, that's ages away. You know, it's only May. So I had a look at Book Depository and they had the same date. 23rd of August, and it made me wonder whether I was getting a bit previous with my excitement, a bit premature, should I say, and whether actually it's not coming out as quickly as that. So we'll see. As soon as it comes out, I will do a flip through. So it might have already come, you know, for all I know. That would be good, wouldn't it? That'd be a bit weird, but anyway, I do a flip through, and if I've already done the flip through, then you would have seen it. But and so that you can see and decide if it's one that you want. And it's going to be similar to this, isn't it? I should imagine. But I wonder if it's going to have pictures from Worlds of Wonder in it. And I'm always interested to see what Christmas pictures there are as well, because Johanna's got such a limited amount of Christmas pictures. You know, she's got her one Christmas book, and it's not as big as her other books. It's a lovely book. I'm not saying anything against it, but what I mean is that she's got less choice. So she may have used all her Christmas pictures up in planners, so whether it'll be a repeat of one we've seen before. Now, I haven't had all of Johanna's planners, this is only my second, so you know, and her Christmas pictures are lovely fun to colour anyway, so it doesn't matter for me if they're repeats, but just be interesting to see what she includes this time. And as well as all the other pictures too, of course. But if there's pictures from Worlds of Wonder, that'd be really nice, but I don't know whether there will be. Whether that she would have had enough time to have, you know, between the release date of that and the planner, because obviously there's a lot of behind the scenes work going on. I'm going to make this bit quite dark. I want it to look like it's dented in. Does that make any sense? Like it's a dip in the trunk there, and like these bits are sticking out. So I need to go over that. Still not dark enough for my liking. And anyway, so it's exciting if it is coming out soon. And I also noticed she's got a calendar coming out for next year, and it's a Worlds of Wonder one. So that's fun, because sometimes her calendars are a particular book, and sometimes they're a sort of mix. So it seems like next year's is just from Worlds of Wonder, but obviously it's a lovely book, and I have to say it's looking better. It's probably one of my favourites. Now, Enchanted Forest always used to be my favourite, but since colouring it twice and colouring the miniature version, although I really love it, it's not my sort of go-to book anymore, because I've done the pictures quite more recently, if that makes sense, and I've done them at least twice. And this picture's, you know, from Enchanted Forest, so this is another time of doing this one. So I think once you've done them lots of times, it's like, maybe I don't want to do them now, but I'm sure I'll go back to it. I've got another copy of the book, so I'm sure I'll go back to it at some point and colour it, you know, but I just need a little break. But that was my favourite, and then Worlds of Wonder came out and it took over as my favourite. But actually I'm colouring my second copy of Ivy at the minute, as you may know, and that one, I'm really enjoying that one too. And I think it's a bit different, because we get the dragons and the castles and things like that, rather than just all florals all the time. And as much as I love colouring florals, I'm going to grab the darker one now, the 77. I'm going to do a bit more in here, particularly in that centre part. As much as I like colouring florals, which I absolutely do, and leaves, it's nice to have a few different things as well. And Johanna's imagination is such fun too. I'm just doing a little bit on here, but I want it to look a bit paler as if it's further forward. We're not getting that impression with that one. Let's get a bit more down there. And then I'm just going to go back to the slightly lighter one again, the 76. So you can't see. Helps if you can see. And just doing a bit more here. Just a bit. I want it to look more forward, which it will. There we go. Okay, now I want some stripes on the tree. sounds weird, but what I want is some lines to make it look like bark. And I think I'm actually going to use my black for that, because I think my dark brown might not show up enough. So I'm going to use number 9. I'm just going to do strokes like this. Now, as I say, I don't know how much they're going to show up. I'm going to do a bit of black along that edge there and there. I think, yeah, they'll show up more in the middle area where it's a bit paler. But you think about how a tree looks. It's some bark, it's got patterns and lines on it, so it's just trying to do that. And you just follow the parallel with the edge, really. And it can also hide any scruffy colouring a bit, which was nice. There we go. There's our tree. Isn't as nice as I'd hoped, but I think we've got some nice shape going on down here, which is quite fun. Now leaves, I'm going to actually do these leaves and not the ones at the bottom. Just try and keep that parallel for you. If I do it like that, it's going to drive you crazy. Now, with the leaves on the tree, we could do a mix of colours, or we could stick with the same colour. I'm trying to have a think about what to do. We could do certain shapes of leaves, certain colours, but I find that's quite difficult to sort of find them and do them, so that is probably not. And I also find that doing leaves in mixed colours is quite time consuming, because you pick up one green and you put it down, you pick up another green, to try and get it even takes time. So it's easier in some ways to just use a limited colour palette, and it would also maybe look neater. So what I'm going to do is pick 2 colours for all my leaves. Now I'm really graduating towards my favourite 2 colours in the Ergosoft palette, and they will go well with the tree, so I think I've convinced myself to use them. So it's these 2 here. These are my favourite 2. How can you tell? So number 57, actually that's my second one of those in this set. I've got a few open stock. You can buy some of the pencils open stock. You can't buy that one, but you can buy this one. You can buy the ones basically from the 12 and 24 set, but not from the 36. So the extras you get with the 36 set aren't available open stock. So this is 57 and 56. I'm going to use the slightly darker one first. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do the leaves. There are lots of leaves in this picture. I'm not going to show you every one. But what I'm going to do is just apply quite a few layers of this at the bottom and then leave a gap at the top for the lighter one. Now, if you don't have the lighter one, because you haven't got the 36, you can just do one colour. You can just do this and fade it to the tip and leave it. Now, instead of stopping there, just go all the way to the end and fade it there. Or you could use a bit of a yellow on the tip to make it lighter. So there are different ways you can do it. Or you could make it darker at the bottom with one of your other greens. Now, there are lots of options. But this is what I'm going to do, just show you. And then grab the 56, very simple. Start colouring. I'm not going to start right down here. I'm going to start where I started to majorly fade it, like that. Do quite a hard layer there, and then do reduce a bit towards the tip. Get a lovely yellowy green tip, which I really like, the colour. But you know, it doesn't matter what colours you do, you can just pick your favourite. So there we go. So all the leaves here, I'll show you how to do the outside of those actually, and all the ones up here I'll be doing the same now. But we do have a few leaves on the roof of this house which I will do in a different colour so it stands out, just some of the darker greens, and the ones along here, do you see, and these little ones here, because these are growing on these supports, so they might be a different tree. And here, so the ones within the buildings I'm going to do in the darker greens. I'll probably use these two actually, the 52 and 50. I can't say for sure though, because I'll be doing it at a different time. So you know, that will just make those stand out more. Now on the leaf bit here, so I'm pointing to it and you can't see because I've shot, you will notice that Johanna has drawn some areas here and here and here, which are basically, she's outlined the leaves. Now there are two ways that you can do this, well, lots of ways obviously, but two options for me in my head at the moment. Either colour those gap bits in a different green, but I think what I'm going to do is go around them in, just going to colour up a few more leaves and then we'll see how it works. I'm thinking maybe I would leave those white because maybe they're seeing through the tree, and maybe we want the outlines of the leaves in a colour. So I'm just doing a few more, and then we've got a fairly decent area to experiment with, shall we say. So I did pick out those two greens that I'm going to do for those leaves. I may change my mind because I'm actually going to use this one, which is the 52, for this sort of background. So what I'm going to do is avoid these areas that Johanna's drawn and do a sort of background like this. Now if I had a bigger set of pencils, I wouldn't use this shade of green, but I don't. I would use a more yellowy shade. So I would go, say we have prismas, I would do the leaves in lime zest and chartreuse, and then this background bit in a moss green. Or if I had polys, I would use a earth green yellowish and a may green for the leaves, and then I can't think what it's called, one of the darker shades for the background. I can't think, chromium opaque, something like that. Got it next to me, but I can't. It's got a pile of books on top of it, my poly, so I'll make a big old clatter. Now if that is too bluey for you, you could go over it with a yellow to tone it down a bit. I'll show you that as well because that's what I'm going to do. So that's that section. And you see I'm just going to leave these white. Now if you do a background, you will colour the background into those gaps. I'm not going to do that. It's a big old page. I think I'm just going to leave the background white. I do often on these planner pages. I'm thinking that maybe this colour, which is the 16, it's in the sort of light browns, over the top of this. Just make it a sort of darker green. It might make, oops, I snapped the end off. Maybe it's a bit too close to the leaf colour now, but I don't think so. I can see the difference, then I know it's different. So that you could use the one of the other yellows. I don't think the lemony yellow would be so good. I think that's the 10. Use a slightly darker one. But so that's what I'm going to do across the whole page for my leaves. Leaves. Now we have these round bits on the tree. I said I would show you those. I was thinking, now they are standing out, so I'm going to grab my darkest brown first, the 77, and do some shading under them like this, just a line of shadow, because they're going to be catching the light, because they're, if you think about what this is supposed to be, they generally stick out a bit from the branch. So that's that. These leaves I just do the same as these, so I'm not going to show you that, but what I think I will do is use the lighter brown, the number 76 for these, and just go quite gently. I want them to look lighter, like they're catching the light. So that is how it's going to be. You could add some of the other browns in, but I think I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, now for the leaves at the bottom I should just do a mix of greens from the set obviously, but it's the buildings that are probably the trickiest ones to know what to do with, so we'll have a look. Now For the bits that of like this is wood because it's got leaves growing off it, you could do it green like it's a sort of, you know, green branch, but I think I'd do it in wood. I'm tempted to do the buildings all warm browns and things, but I don't think they'll stand out that much. So I'm thinking I'm going to add in some orange and yellow as well. So I want to keep those earthy tones. I'm not going to go pinks or purples, you know, I might reds maybe, but probably not. Probably just stick with oranges, yellows, and maybe some other browns, you know, these sorts of more mid browns like this. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's have a look. How are we doing? Now this one has stars on, so I do those in yellow. We've got our candle. Everything definitely earthy tones. Now this is always a bit of a pain on this picture. Now Johanna has drawn symbols in some of the pictures which you, if you've got Enchanted Forest, you'll know what they're for. That's, you have to find them in the book basically, but I find them hard to colour. What I do is I try and make them fade into the picture so you can't find them. I think the whole idea is you're hunting. So whatever colours I do around here for these items, I shall colour this. So it sort of fades. So I might do it the colour of the leaf, the background, that bit I might not leave as if it's see-through. I might colour it as if it's a bit of a building. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. So it either will stay plain if I keep that background plain, or it'll be the colour of the background, so it just meld in, and that's how I deal with it anyway. I think that's quite fun. I think that's probably every bit. What I will do is I will be finishing this, and I will be posting it now. It's unlikely it'll come on the end of the video, because it will take me a while to do this, so I might not get onto it until for a few days, and I like to get my videos edited and up before I delete them off my camera. I like to make sure that I've got them done so that I don't accidentally lose them. So that means that editing takes time, and I can't always colour while I'm editing. So and you know, it takes time to finish this. So I'm whittering on, I'm gabbling. Basically, if it isn't at the end of the video, the finished picture, it will be on my Facebook page or my Instagram page. So that's basically what we've done. And I'm not, as I say, I'm not going to make a video of the rest. I think it will be too monotonous, so, with all the leaves being the same. So there is, there's the tree, and have fun with it. And as I say, check out my Facebook or my Instagram or my Pinterest. I try and remember. I don't always remember to put it on there. And so Facebook and Instagram probably best bets to look at and find it on there. The links are down in the description. And just a quickie to say, please subscribe, please like. It makes a really big difference because YouTube likes it when people do that, and then they show my video to more people, and so we can spread the word of colouring and how much fun it is, and Johanna Basford and things like that, and it's all really lovely. So, and thank you to all those that do that all the time. I know so many of you already do, and it means a lot, so thank you. Okay, well, have a lovely day. There'll be a video later for you, the very last one I think from Ivy, and then we'll be moving on to World of Flowers, which is my job later today to start making those, so that's exciting. But thank you so much for watching, and happy colouring.